Well, apparently there's been a incident out at Hickam Field, which is the airstrip out by Pearl Harbor, the naval installation. Well, apparently uh, they locked the base down, and I don't know if anyone can remember, but just a week ago there was a Russian spy ship off the coast of Hawaii. So that being said, it's not hard at all to see where or what led up to this. Um, in my estimation, I imagine that it would have something to do with that. But I mean, this just occurred, so there's really scant details available. I mean, at this point, all we can do is use deductive reasoning and educated speculation. But if I had to guess, I would bet that it had something to do with whatever that Russian ship was in the area doing, or maybe dropping people off, like certain operatives or something. I have no idea, but we can only speculate on that. But I will say this much: that's not why I'm doing this video. The reason I'm doing this video is actually because, in light of what happened, those little drills they were doing just the other day up in the District of Criminals, um, it makes me think back to a time, I think just this past January, where I think it was 10 pounds of plastic fireworks, I'll call them. Plastic fireworks, remember the ones that were stolen from the California Guard Armory? Yeah. And then there's also the incident of the Hummv that got stolen. So, that the two separate incidences. But, you know, then they have this shady stuff going on up in the District of Criminals. And remember what I just said the other day about, false flaggeroonies. We need to be on the lookout for those. Well, it looks like they were hoping enough time would go by that all these little shady, suspicious things would just go from the back burner to completely out of people's minds entirely. So, all that said, they had done construction at a certain building up there. A certain building that, they claimed, Trumpty Dumpty led his little band of misfits or whoever they were. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about the building. I'm not going to say it because I don't want the algorithms to take this video down. So, there was construction at that same place a few years ago. And, it sounds an awfully lot like another false flaggerooni, a big one that many of us fell for, many of us who were alive and remember it. There was those buildings were shut down before that incident. I mean, entirely shut down. And then Marvin Bush's construction firm or front company for the CIA, whatever it was, they went in there and they, wired the building. I mean, it's obvious because it looks like a controlled demolition. How else would you explain Tower 7? But, I'm just saying this whole thing really stinks a lot like that. It stinks. It reeks. It's nasty. So I just thought I would remind everybody, there's a lot of things that look really ominous in the future. So my advice would be, if I was literally you, because I'm only speaking for myself, I would make sure that you have plenty of clean water, and everything defensively that you need, and plenty of storable food, to get you by for some months, because, the future doesn't look too good, for lack of a better thing to call it. But I would say, I think the rest of this year is going to be pretty ugly. I will really be surprised if we get through the rest of this year with society in its current state, in its current setup, in its current configuration. I would be really, really amazed if we got through the rest of this year. I really would. And then there's all that about the Chi-Coms, uh, other, and all their little foreign allies that are conspiring against us and setting up their um, Trojan horse elements, and it's just it doesn't bode well. So everybody needs to be watching out for all these horrible, terrible things that appear to be imminent. And when I say imminent, of course, I don't know the exact dates of these things. You know, only they do. But I could assume, using my deductive reasoning skills and rational logical thinking, that you know, that they can't drag this out forever, and you know they're going to have to do something at some point, or else their narrative is going to run out of steam, which it probably already should have. But I don't know, some miracle well, to them, some miracle of their false god Satan is keeping it going. But you know, they got people in trances and everything else. But anyway, um, you know, their narrative will run out of steam eventually. You know, they can't keep everything in suspended animation forever. So I would assume that before the year's over with, nothing will look anything like it does now. Not at all. I mean, I would assume that the entire configuration of society, of the nations of the world, it'll all be gone. And I'm sure they'll reach pretty close to their end game by year's end. You know, like I said, if we make it into 2022 with things resembling how they are now, I will be really incredibly amazed. I'll be shocked. But you know, that's neither here nor there. May Yeshua Messiah bless and keep you all always. Uh, this is basically a sequel to my False Flaggerooni video I did a few days ago. Be blessed.